You know what I mean? It's all gone now, but, you know, that's another conversation. How y'all feeling? Everybody good? Oh, thank you for coming out. My name is Patrick Washington, AKA The Black Picasso, and I am a proud DMV artist, and I'm here in official capacity as the poetry director for an incredible organization who has gathered all of us here today. It's called Words, Beats, and Life. Yes, WBL has been just transforming the lives of young people and entertaining and just giving us all a safe space for expression for over 20 years now. So I'm very blessed to be here and bring you some all-stars. This is going to be, you're going to experience 7 artists who are, they're handpicked, well, not handpicked by me, but they earned their spot here. They earned their spot, and I think that you're going to really be moved by them. I'll tell you how we got here. Let me tell you how we got here. This event was called the WBL Combine. Sounds really weird, right? The Combine. What is a Combine? This idea was given to me by my executive director, Mazi Mutafa. He's in the back at the merch table, so you'll be meeting him later. But it was his brainchild, and he approached me about 4 years ago with this crazy idea of creating a sort of decathlon, right? Of specific wordsmithing and performance events designed to test a wide range of literary skills, such as writing, freestyle ability, public speaking, all right? And they were all judged by, their peers. It was a lot of fun. We went with the name Combine and that whole sports motif to not only display the excellence of these artists, but also to signify that they are all indeed practicing artists, and they're growing and getting better and better and better. Now, these events were pretty wild. We had a thing called the haiku challenge. Y'all know what a haiku is? All right, so haiku is it's a classic, Japanese art form, 17 syllables, right? Usually about nature. Now, we've Americanized it and kind of put our own twist on it, and it's a lot of fun. So we had the haiku challenge, the compliment battle, where competitors embarrass each other with praise. All right? We had the Words, Beats, and Love Poetry Slam, right? And that's where you just, put your heart out there. You know what I mean? And it was really beautiful. We had, it was one of my favorites, the OPP challenge. Now, we challenged our poets to perform, from memory, classic poems, speeches, monologues, or song lyrics. Now, that's the big thing. Now, everybody loves a good song. Now, if I were to step up here and say, just a small town girl, living in a lonely world, 80% of you are going to do the rest, right? Somebody sing it. Right, going anywhere, right? So it was a lot of fun, and we have some of our poets who are going to step up and kind of showcase how much fun that was as well. Now, the WBL Combine, it allowed contenders to accumulate points, showcase their talent, and build this wonderful community of DMV artists that I'm very proud to be a part of. So before I go, I just want to let you know you're going to be hearing from, and you can start clapping when I say this, Precious Foreman. You're going to hear from Poetic Soul. You're going to hear from my man Will Cook. You're going to hear from Sayia Pearson, Nerd the Poet, Amu the Poet, and rounding it out is going to be the one and only Malpractice. So, hang on. If y'all ready, y'all ready? Yeah. All right, yeah, start clapping right now. Let's make some noise, Here we come. Right now, coming to the mic, our youngest Combine competitor, Precious Foreman.
Like a fool, I went and stayed too long. Now I'm wondering if your love's still strong.
Alternate Names for Black Boys by Denez Smith. 1. Smoke Above the Burning Bush. 2. Arch Nemesis of Summer Night. 3. First Son of Soil. 4. Coal, Awaiting Spark and Wind. 5. Guilty Until Proven Dead. 6. Oil Heavy Starlight. 7. Monster Until Proven Ghost. 8. Gone. 9. Phoenix Who Forgets to Unash. 10. Going, gone. 11. Gods of Shovels and Black Veils. 12. Would Once Pass for Kindling. 13. Fireworks at Dawn. 14. Brilliant Shadow-Hued Coral. 15. I thought to leave this blank, but who am I to name us nothing? 16. Prayer, who learned to bite and sprint. 17. A mother's joy and clutched breath. Mothers by Nikki Giovanni. The last time I was home to see my mother, we kissed, exchanged pleasantries and unpleasantries, pulled a warm, comforting silence around us, and read separate books. I remember the first time I consciously saw her. We were living in a 3-room apartment on Burns Avenue. Mommy always sat in the dark. I don't know how I knew that, but she did. That night, I stumbled into the kitchen, maybe because I've always been a night person, or perhaps because I had wet the bed. She was sitting on a chair. The room was bathed in moonlight, diffused through those thousands of panes landlords who rented to people with children were prone to put in windows. She may have been smoking, or maybe not. Her hair was 3/4 her height, which made me a strong believer in the Samson myth, and very black. I'm sure I just hung there by the door. I remember thinking, what a beautiful lady. She was very deliberately waiting, perhaps for my father to come home from his night job, or maybe for a dream that had promised to come by. Come here, she said. I'll teach you a poem. I see the moon sees me. God bless the moon, and God bless me. I taught it to my son, who recited it just for her to say, we must learn to bear the pleasures as we have borne the pains.
Give it up for Precious Foreman. Coming to the stage is another OPP, outstanding voice. I can't wait to hear what she's gonna bring. This is the homie, make her feel welcome, Poetic Soul.
My name Poetic Soul because my soul be so poetic. This knowledge that I spit could touch your soul if you just let it. At Poetic Soul 531 is my Instagram. Don't forget it. Follow me on this journey. I promise you won't regret it. I'm brown. I'm bruised, but my spirit is unbroken. In my heart lies words of pain that remain unspoken. I've been lied to, I've been rejected, I've been talked about, I've been disrespected, and because of that, the way I give and receive love has been affected. People keep telling me, true love will find you when you least expect it. But I'm tired of waiting. My heart aches with heartbreaks that my heart didn't make, but I'm constantly told to take it straight. No chaser, wish my mind was an eraser because these scars run deep. And y'all need to know that my freedom wasn't cheap. It was bought and paid for with all my tears, had to rise above all my fears. Not like I'm allowed to show weakness. I'm single, I'm black, I'm a mother. I'm expected to be strong. Like if I show a little bit of emotion, cry out in frustration, now I'm the one who's wrong. I'm labeled angry. I'm emotional. I'm weak. Guess nobody remembers that the kingdom is promised to the meek. You know, those who stay humble, those who pick up the ball, hold on tight, and refuse to fumble, the ones who get back up again even after they stumble, the ones who maintain peace but could easily rumble in any jungle. I grew up in a house where my worth was debated. My father was absent, and my stepfather just waited to bombard me with words that cut deeper than any fist, a place where the love I needed from a man just didn't exist. And the devil, he thought he could keep me silent, but I am a warrior queen, so how dare he even try it? I refused to be defined by society's crooked frame, so I forged my own path. I rewrote the game. I became a truth teller, a trauma exposer, a black woman handling her black woman's business, a master's degree earning educator, a doctorate degree pursuer. I just became what God always intended for me to be. A poet that is not ashamed to express herself freely, because I am brown and I am bruised, but my spirit remains unbroken. Poem. So for the WBL Combine, I participated in the OPP challenge, which is basically me sharing somebody else's work, but from my own perspective. And I chose Mariah Carey's Always Be My Baby. So everybody knows that to be a love song, but I'm gonna put a different little spin on it, and when I'm done, you tell me what you think. We were as one, babe, for a moment in time, and it seemed everlasting that you would always be mine. But now you wanna be free. So I'm gonna let you fly, because I know in my heart, babe, I mean, our love won't ever die. No, you will always be a part of me. I mean, I am a part of you indefinitely. Boy, don't you know you can never escape me? No, darling, because you will always be my baby, and it will linger on. I mean, time can't erase a feeling this strong. Boy, don't you know you could never shake me? No, darling, because you will always be my baby. I mean, do-do-do. Dumb. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Dumb. I'm not gonna cry. No. And you know what? If you're determined to leave, boy, I will let you go on your way. But inevitably, you will be back again. Because I know in my heart, our love won't ever end. No. You will always be a part of me. I mean, I am a part of you indefinitely. Boy, don't you know you could never escape me? No, darling, because you will always be my baby. And I mean, it will linger on. Time cannot erase a feeling this strong. Boy, don't you know you will never shake me? No, darling, because you will always be my baby. I mean, do-do-do. Dumb. Do-do-do, do-do-do. Dumb. And scene. Thank you guys so much.
Give it up for Poetic Soul. I don't know about you, but I'm a little nervous. Next up, one of our finalists for the Words, Beats, and Love Slam. Please give it up for my man, Will Cook.
The American dream died for their sins. DC 270, let us pray. Our fathers, who art in Congress, with hallowed bloodless veins, you have forsaken us. I grew up outside Chocolate City and spent 2 decades watching politicians turn Oompa Loompa, carrying off blue collars for red lines. That's a golden ticket. DC elites turned holy water to health hazard. Geriatric gerrymandering guarantees those once healthy enough to vote shall not cast the first stone. They're used to punching below the beltway. They split hairs to not foresee a future that's 4C. 40 days and 40 nights of legislation is enough to set this country back decades. Oppression is alive and well here. It just has a veneer of civility. Their pearly whites gatekeeping a living wage. Saint and sinner starve the same. The road to Capitol Hill is paved with broken 10 commandments. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's oil. Thou shalt not have any other gods except pharmaceutical companies. Thou shalt not kill any more than democracy demands. They confused higher ups with higher powers, answered people's prayers with lethargy and laziness. I used to have faith in this system, but now they made me atheist. An eye for an eye is a narcissist's dream. This system is a cesspool. Fat cats preach religious restriction, then do mental exercise to make sure that CrossFit. We believe civilians are heaven sent. So much so we provide same-day delivery. The apple is forbidden, but a bottle a day keeps the nightmares away. It's a miracle. These people sleep. I'm sick of the hypocrisy. They say they're pro-choice, like cash or card to fund a genocide. They say bombing children's our only option because they don't believe in plan B. Even our flag represents us. Red and white boxing in blue, reminding us what it means to be a star. We wrap angels in it. Why can't they fly high before we give them wings? How many sons must walk over water, cross seas, and the river Jordan just to die for wise men? I pledge allegiance. Thy kingdom come, it is done. To the flag, give us this day our daily bread of the United States, for some sins are left unsaid. Lead us not into temptation with liberty and justice, but deliver us from evil for all. Amen. I want my prayers to be answered. But yesterday, my 5th grade student told me he dreams of being a criminal. That is to say, he wants to be president. How do I tell him he's already qualified? A tantrum away from toppling city blocks, scribbling ink on the walls of women's wombs. This commander-in-chief commands her, be brief, but we've got to carry this baby to term. My student tells me he wants to be president. I tell him to be president, you must be at least 35 years old. 34 convictions, so sorry, you're 5th grade, not felon. He says he wants to make the world a better place. I say, what kind of world will be left by the time you leave the classroom? The Department of Education, a caucus. The housing market, a pile of bones. All my friends are zombies. I teach life skills in a graveyard. Executive functioning focuses on cognitive skills. Our executive's functioning as a cog in the wheel. He skipped the working class and went straight to recess. The man they elected is making history class an elective. Tuning in is the only option. Learn a lesson and try and stop him. In 2024, history was Netflix ignored. Are you still watching? They pass the buck and break the bank. Trickle down education. They want to break this nation. Turn critical thought into crushed dreams. But what is a teacher if not a torchbearer whose purpose is to pass the pyre while keeping the flame alive? Every young mind is kindling. Every classroom's combustible. These kids are burnt out, so I'll make every blackboard a martyr. What's the fear in being fired when your first degree is burning? So when that Liberty Bell rings, we shall come together as a class. Free lunch fingers will slap palms with picket fence friends. Class is now in session. Public officials will be homeschooled. One raised fist, two, the second power equals square up. They can't divide us if we get irrational. The Bill of Rights is tax exempt, so we'll make every art room a revolution, every canvas a cacophony, every stencil a soapbox. They want to defund the arts, so we will make America graphic again. Grant art teachers lifetime appointments, cover the Capitol with student murals. We will paint red tape yellow. Caution any congressman that does not recognize this state a crime scene. We will not fail our students. We will give them a future worth inheriting. Class dismissed.
One time for Will Cook. Keep it going for another youth poet. This is the Prince George's County Youth Poet Laureate, by the way. Oh, okay. This is Sayia Pearson.
comfortable. To make the world comfortable with the uncomfortables, to fill it with more Baldwins and Luthers. The Malcolm X's who refuse their words to be twisted by the press, wanting us to be the next old press, conflicted and confused, deriving from the labels we're assimilated to. We've come too far to still have taboos in our message. A legacy of renaissance, resistance, and rejection. The issue some still refuse to believe. The double standard, rooted self-hatred and insecurity, how grief mingled with brown skin produced tough love and toughened up, how ironic it is when the radicals are too radical but fine when the controllers aim at us, taking out whoever don't liberate how they dictate, using by any means necessary as a reason they don't see these chains. It's a Mandela effect. Because every one of my heroes are either wanted poster or say their name, but the ones still breathing are the ones forgetting from who they came. It's a Mandela effect. When a hint of light is snuffed out, and the ones still shining are taught to dim down, afraid. Afraid because before we were ratified, we were ramified. Now you got brown children our own light thinking about suicide. In an unforgiving red pulling these streets because we become too comfortable. But in roses being cut from concrete because we become too comfortable. And some ain't ever seen flower beds because we become too comfortable. Another's roots ripped without remorse because we become too comfortable. Confusing the silence for peace. But how many were killed for it and died vowing to break its hypocrisy? And when our fingers trace our ancestry, lumps us all together like clay, all I can do is smile. Watch their comfortable fingers get restless when it's us asking, give me liberty or give me death, because our ancestors figured drowning in the ocean's waves was better than this mess. But Wheatley, just know that your memory is not lost. How can I forget your stride through words when it's given breath to all of ours? And if we don't continue to put paper to pen, knowledge will only be as powerful as we've been given. And that is a world I don't want to live in. A world where we touch on problems but give zero solutions. Wondering if our leaders look like yours, would they still be moving? It's a Mandela effect. We forget those who died for the same message, put them against each other as the price of the ticket for being accepted. It's a Mandela effect. When we remember those who died for chaos and died trying to ensue it, died trying to get this world uncomfortable, but it's useless. When these waters remain stagnant, waiting for us to be the next day swallowed whole because we become too comfortable. Poem.
This function is fighting trauma with trauma while the media watches. Reporting live as we grumble about why we're stuck on the same level. See, we weren't taught to fly. Never did you see the butterfly once wish it was a caterpillar. Never did you see it wishing to trade life in the sky to the life below. So we sew our hatred into our clothes, our bodies, our dialect, the glass facades that crack every time another chooses to ignore the true meaning of freedom. Of what it's like without shackles, strings. Instead, we pull them tighter every time someone challenges our thinking. See, we weren't taught to fly, or that we could. They fed our bellies with these lies, not realizing we are the lights of the world, not moths easily drawn, the puppeteer grinning as he plays with our hearts, skin becoming weapon, weapon becoming chains. Who knew colors could do us this way? Might as well be purple. At least that would give us the tranquility to see that
We hate each other because we hate ourselves, insecurity, the fact that we are the outsiders looking in. So we push each other farther away to obscurity, screaming as we drift on who was dealt the worst hand, but we were all given struggle. Just because mine is different doesn't mean I never had to stand, never had to wonder my worth. In a world that convinces us we couldn't fly, see, we weren't taught to fly, but to grovel. Because the elephant shackled still remembers the rope, though it's bound to it no more. So rather than clip our wings entirely, we're brainwashed to believe we have none. Hear this from us in books. Figure no one would have the courage to look to, flip through its pages of how back then we trade our bodies for wings. Desperate now, we turn to inhaling clouds of wide-eyed dream, hoping we'd rise high enough to be with the butterflies. The beauty that blinds people to screech cars into red lights, that cultivates the obsessed to steal joy in plain sight, those that strategically attack, distract like a predator's death by all, the ones who would rather exploit you for profit and watch you risk it all for their spite, the same potential churning inside you and I, overcome by that bit of time. But what they don't know is like dust will rise, and their broken record for better will be swallowed beneath our grounded feet. For we are the earth, this dirt that scuffs their shoes. Watch the media fade, getting smaller as we saw the puppeteer's grin wipe clean. We never taught you to fly, he'd bellow. And I'd say, you're right. We had to teach ourselves. Thank you.
That was Sayia Pearson. Next up, make some noise right now for my man, Nerd the Poet.
All right, so a haiku is a Japanese short form poem, which is 17 syllables, 3 lines, 5 by 7 by 5, usually about nature, but in the DMV poetry community, we talk about real life, okay? So this is gonna be the crowd participation start of the show. So when I say haiku, I want y'all to say haiku, okay? Haiku. Haiku. Freedom is void of protection, and protection is void of freedom. Haiku. Haiku. Women are your best promoters. Give them reasons to want to promote. Haiku. Haiku. Poetry makes 6 figures, 6 days a week to figure how to eat. Haiku. In America, you get to choose. Be dumb or tell them what to do. Haiku. Haiku. You are beautiful and worthy at any size. Still, go to the gym. Haiku. Male privilege really is living without empathy, getting what you want. Haiku. Dating in DC is like a job interview at a closing store. Haiku. Black men need to heal. Been living life far too long on their tippy toes. Haiku. Before you love me, you make sure it is the way I want to be loved. Haiku. And this is the last one. Knowing your purpose will only put you in lanes that you belong in. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Nerd the Poet. I'm a published author, host, event curator. Yesterday was actually my birthday, so this is a great birthday present. So I'm going to end with a piece that has a little bit of a conversation. A black gentleman is a hard choice. Polished and proper, around edges smooth, on eyes easy, don't forget present and prepared. Oh, he ain't never scared, but doesn't have to crush a bone. A black gentleman can travel in a pack, but stands alone, carrying the power of 4, king, warrior, friend, and mentor. At every opportunity, he opens doors for women and children, knows when to listen and knows when to talk, and when he walks, he strides to the beat of his own percussion, gives you a what up in passing or will stop for a discussion, lets his lady stroll on the inside of the sidewalk, offers to carry heavy groceries and bags, pumps her gas, arrives to dates 5 to 10 minutes early, compliments her nice style of dress, knows your body is banging but not that pressed, picks up the check, unless you want to offer to pay, but if not, you know he got you anyway. Rubs you the right way, whether it's the back, the heart, or the rear, and invites you over to watch movies, just to watch the movie. Fulfills his duty as a man to protect, provide, and plan. He knows you may be a lot to handle, but that's why he got 2 hands. Yet, there seems to be something I can't quite understand, and it's time to break down this front, because it seems the black gentleman is something that not a lot of y'all want. See, from the streets to TV to lyrics over instrumentals, it appears you can't be a black man and be gentle. Nah, see, we gotta be hard. Brothers going through hard times on them hard blocks, giving our hard looks while holding our hard spots. She said, I love hard, don't like it, you could kick them hard rocks, in a hard voice. But see, being a black gentleman is hard because it's a hard choice. By that, I mean being a black gentleman is not that simple because we're not allowed to be black and be gentle, because we're not allowed to be vulnerable and sentimental. And if you never heard this perspective, let this poem be a window. See, we treat feelings like visits from the census or Jehovah's Witness or phone calls when there's no number listed. It's unknown, so we ignore to the point we can't make rational decisions. And isn't to be in touch one of the 5 senses? So if you take that away, does that kind of make you senseless? And if you keep ignoring, does that kind of make you ignorant? Yet, if you can keep it covered with physical materials and appearances, you can have more access to women and get the benefits. And that's been the narrative. Though allow me to flip the script, because while gentlemen weren't attracting you, they were attracting Benjamins, increasing value, networking, and getting fit, practicing self-care and building businesses. And in these modern spaces, they don't like for me to mention this, but they're no longer checking for you if all you have to offer is emotional baggage, debt, and kids. See, we take a lot of neglect and disrespect on the chin. But even when we get knocked down, we get up to fight to love again. Where's our song? Who sings our anthem? Only talked about poorly and frustrated tantrums because we've been monopolized as the right one in the wing while the wrong one in the community chest keeps getting more chances. So in our tailored suit, tie, hard bottoms, our watch says it's time to start taking stances. For we wish to partner with you and be a loyal companion. We want to honor your femininity and help support your dreams. Link resources together to build this community. Yet, instead of who's running the home, office, or boardroom, we pick who's running the court, field, or streets. We're too nice when we're peaceful, too soft when we properly treat you, too boring when we reach our highest potential. That's why I say today being a black gentleman is the hardest thing, because in America, you can't be a black man and be gentle. Thank you.
Nerd the Poet. Keep it going for Amu the Poet.
Yes, hello. Thanks to Nerd, we all know what a haiku is, right? So what I'm gonna be sharing with you is called a blackjack poem, and it is made up of 21 syllables, and it was created by Maritza Rivera, who is a local DC poet. So when I say blackjack, you say 21, blackjack, 21. Blackjack, 21. The pain, the rise, the falling, a continuous spiral that leads to overcoming. My mother was a culinary artist, a local chef to the kids who lived on my street. She decorated our kitchen table with curry goat, curry chicken, rice and peas, split pea soup, stew oxtail, saltfish and provision, smoked herring. My brother and I ate the finest West Indian dishes, laced with turmeric, curry, and saffron, sprinkled with habanero and adobo. My mother was a master multitasker. In between curry dashes and salt and pepper shakes, she juggled dreams, a career, and 2 children. My mother never had time to teach me how to make food. She only had time and patience to cook. My West Indian American dishes are first-generation practice runs. I never got the recipe book. Still, I practice my culture daily. I substitute saltfish for canned tuna to make fish cakes. I steep hibiscus flowers to make sorrel. My curry-stained countertop doubles as a cutting board for ginger root and carrots. I whine around the kitchen on my 2 bare feet while my taste buds sail away to a culture overseas. You can find traces of my practice runs on my curry-stained jeans, curry-stained nails, curry-stained countertop, and my curry-stained refrigerator door. The hue of my soul and culture is too bright to ever bleach out. Poem. Many African names all have something to do with God, all have God in the meaning, and I go by Amu the Poet, I go by Amuche, but my full name is Amuche Chukwu. Amuche Chukwu is Igbo for nobody knows the will of God. It also means God willing or inshallah. I was named by my father, who named me after his sister. My name is a marker in this world of my patriarch, of my father's land of Nigeria. Amuche Chukwu is such a fitting name for a woman who does everything by faith. I might not know where or how I will land, but I often take leaps. And while I never land perfectly on my 2 feet, I've never fallen on my face. It is the will of God that keeps me on my knees. My name is a marker of my patriarch, of my father's land of Nigeria. I wear my name like a crown. It is a jewel from a country that I've never been to. Every year I put up miles in the sky, traveling back and forth to my mother's land, but I've never been to my father's. I've never been welcomed into the arms of my aunties and uncles abroad. At times my crown is heavy. Sometimes my name is a burden. It reminds me of a culture and identity in which I am loosely acquainted. Sometimes I feel like a guest in my own presence or a shadow of who I am supposed to be. I only know Nigeria through Jodine, prayer songs from my childhood, and some movies, but mainly Afro beats. You know, 70% of Uber drivers in the DMV are African, and many of them are Nigerian. Every time I book a ride, I'm reminded that I am the only Amuche Chukwu that does not know the state in Nigeria where her father is from. I do not know the village of my father's fathers or their mothers. My father was prophetic in naming me. Maybe it is by the will of God that I must stand alone as Nigeria's forgotten love child. I am a diamond in the rough. My father is the pressure that adds value to my shine and luster. Maybe his absence is a gift. My name and my life are jewels that I alone have had to learn how to treasure. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Amuche Chukwu, nobody knows the will of God. Thank you.
Amuche the Poet. As a reminder for all of us here, on your way out, please take a look to the right. We have a merch table. Our executive director's over there, and we have some literature and some wonderful knickknacks for you. So yeah, don't forget to stop by. Rounding out this wonderful set is my man, the one, the only, Malpractice. Give him a hand, y'all.
When I say spoken, y'all say word spoken. Spoken. When I say to be, y'all say heard. To be. To be. Let me hear your snaps. Let me get some snaps going. Let me get a Let me get a yes. Boom, I got poems, introspective, DC, and powerful. We gonna do them. So it's 7:30 p.m. and my little friend texts me, what you doing? With the eye emojis. And if I was being honest, I would say that my mental health been so bad that I'm physically in pain. Like, I couldn't make it to work today, so I've been trying to sleep off this shame, but being the smooth man I am, I play it cool. I said, I'm not doing nothing, I'm just waiting for you. She says I'll be there in 25, and that would be fine if it didn't look like a tropical depression just hitting my room, y'all. I got 25 minutes to get my stuff straight. It's a mountain of dishes, because I've had so much on my plate, a mountain of dirty laundry that coats the ground like confetti, so I treat my closet like a Thanksgiving dinner to a small belly. I hide the same way I hide my problems, because we know I only, feel self-centered when I hit rock bottom. My elbow grease all the self-doubt of me telling me that I'm not enough, the same way that I can't let myself see what I got bottled up. I got 21 minutes to make it look like my tears and make a basin in my bed sheets, but I got a plan. I grab all new linen. It looked like I got new pillows, but it's a sham. I grab 4 incense, cause I can't let her smell the grime of this grief or let that ick impede on our hours, and no matter how long that cleaning takes, I got to take a shower. I got a dime coming over, and I can't let her hear a playlist that's all guns and sirens. I got to do the dishes and clean the kitchen when I myself feel like I've been on an island, y'all. I even get triggered when I vacuum, because inside I've been spiraling. My mother taught me that when you clean a room, you put all your things in the middle of the floor. Same way you have to see all your self-hate before you ready for love, but I learned to cover everything with a comforter and sweep my mental health under the rug. I live alone with monsters under the bed that I've learned to ignore. I change my bed sheets when getting out of bed feels like a chore, y'all. I've avoided the mirror for so long, even my vanity is insecure. I got 4 minutes to Clorox my coping and my fiending, 4 minutes to do a season's worth of spring cleaning, but I know how to look squeaky clean after a storm, how to look perfect in private when I really want to panic in public. I know how to mop so fast you would never guess I just wanted to kick the bucket. I have grown to become someone that lets go and gets myself together so fast that it's toxic. But my toxic trait is knowing I could be the main character of a murder scene and still leave that scene spotless. And how come the streets burned down and the MLK riots are now the ones that are most gentrified? How come my Instagram For You page looks like an advertisement for Clorox? How I'm supposed to be thanking God for this breath when they uprooted my family tree? How come when I ask an urban person of color how metal will be the death of us, we look for the guns, but the cranes get in the way? How come I've seen more white chalk in my streets than I have in my classrooms? How come I know more folks under the land than owning the land? How come in my city, my name is more likely to be a box in the morgue than it is to be at the top of a mortgage? The year is 2045, and I am the last native left in DC. A man on a bullhorn tells me I got 3 minutes to leave the city or they gonna open fire on me. And this gives me a sense of pride, cause death can't scare someone whose home has vanished before his eyes, and I knew this day would come. Like I heard that if you scream at the top of your lungs in the city you're from, that breath will circle the earth and catch you when you need it the most. So I pray that my poems be planet-sized propellers that prevent my people from being pushed across the Potomac. This poem started writing itself in 2012 when Southeast didn't have a trauma unit, so Ward 8 victims were pushed to the bottom of the call log. It started in 2024 when someone told me they were from DC and they were really from Waldorf. And what seems like a microaggression is actually the difference between between the ruins and the Renaissance, because language is the reason they hear violent and criminal and think Southeast before they think of the Pentagon. This poem is about how the nation's capital is not parsley for your palate, not an Instagram caption, not a pit stop, not a revolving door. It's not even the nation's capital anymore, because no amount of capital can unbound the blood bond I got with these blocks, the soul ties I got with these streets. The year is 2045 and I am the last native left in DC. Muriel Bowser is on her 12 millionth consecutive term. Martin Luther King Avenue is now Wall Street. Skyscrapers lace what used to be the heart of the South Side, and that big chair is all that I got left. So my city, I will 1969 ride for it, because what is a city if not the people that died for it? My body belongs with my people. It was never up for audit. Screw your mortgage. You do not own this land just because you bought it. The year is 2045 and I will always be the native that talked about his city like a state. Remember, I was the congas that never lost their crank. Remember, I was the last one that refused to bend or break. Remember, I died for the place that gave me life. Poems. Y'all can do better than that. Thank you. There we go. That's wonderful. My name is Malpractice, like the doctor messed up and you about to get some money. You know what I'm saying? So you can follow me everywhere, SEE Malpractice. Pop out to my events, Bust with Boys, pop out, you know. But thank y'all to Words, Beats, and Life, and y'all have a good night. Appreciate y'all.
Give it up one more time for Malpractice. That's not good enough. One more time. All right. So this is one of many events as a part of the Words, Beats, and Life Festival going up until Sunday. There are 9 events. This one is brought to you by the National Endowment for the Arts, DC Housing Finance Agency, and Sound Exchange. Give it up. And a big shout out to the Kennedy Center for hosting us. Tomorrow, there are another events at Bus Boys and Poets in Brooklyn. We have the DJ Spin-Up Party at Wild Days. We also have the infamous Jazz and Blossoms in the park on Sunday. We'll see you all there. Can I get all the poets to the stage for a photo? And one more round of applause. Thank y'all for coming. Make sure to check out the dope merch and one more round of applause for our phenomenal poets. Come on.